Okay, so this is my workstation for now. This is my very first time mixing gloss. So this is going to be very interesting. I've never ever done this before, but I'm really excited to get started. And we'll see what kind of like combinations I can come up with. But yeah, so I think I have I hope I have pretty much everything I can to get started. So I got some small mixing bowls because I want to do really small quantities to test out. I bought like 5 different oils. I just bought like smaller versions of them because I was trying to keep my startup costs really low. So instead of going on to Amazon and buying like a liter of everything, which costs like 23 bucks, 36 bucks, 17 bucks, I just went and I bought smaller amounts. So yes, in the long haul, if I were to purchase this way, it's going to be a lot more costly. But for a startup, never doing this before, I didn't want to have like huge bottles of oils that I might not end up using. So for example, I might try the fractionated coconut oil or the sweet almond oil or whatever, the grapeseed. I have like 5 different oils there. I've got castor oil, jojoba oil, grapeseed oil, almond oil, and fractionated coconut oil. So that's 5 different oils. I might not like all of the oils. They might not work out. I might like combinations of them or whatever. So I didn't want to buy like huge containers when I might not end up liking all of them or using all of them or whatever. So yeah, so basically pretty much everything. I mean, I think the oils, this is the versagel. That's how, from the company that I got it from, that's how it came. It was in a jar rather than a bag. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but the stuff that I'm making today is not for resale anyway. It's just for my own experimentation, and it's just for me to try things out and see how it goes. So yeah, so that's how the versagel came. I have one more jar like that, and I think it's like 5.5 ounces. And then I bought, now these guys I think were a better deal, and that's why I got them from this company, which I ended up getting the versagel and the oils from them anyway, so, and some of my tools. So but I got a buttercream flavored oil, coconut flavored oil, and a strawberry flavored oil. I figured those would be kind of good to start with, but there's all kinds of oils that you can get. And then these are my micas. Now I don't know a whole lot about micas. I've been doing a lot of research. These are cosmetic grade. It says that on the packaging, not obviously on the little bags that come in, but on the package they came in. It was also in the description. I got them from Amazon as well. And I figured I would just get, this is kind of like a sample pack, so I think there's like 20 or 24 of them. I didn't actually count them out, but I'm pretty sure there's at least 20 here. And I figured that would give me a good start, just for fun, just to try different colors and whatnot. And then these here, so I got my mixing bowls. I got them from the dollar store. Got my spoons, I think, from the dollar store. And then these glitters here, again, I'm not sure. It says they're cosmetic grade, but I'm not sure if I'm really supposed to put them in lip gloss. So I might have to do a bit more research and find out which ones, because I have seen other lip gloss businesses use glitters in their lip gloss, and I think it's really pretty and probably a lot of fun to use, but I want to make sure that I'm using the proper ones. So admittedly, I will have to research these a bit more. I think I'm okay with the micas. However, I have found another vendor other than Amazon, not these guys, although they do sell these guys here that I bought my oils and my versagel and my flavoring oils from is called, I think it's called Voyager Candle Company or something like that. They're based out in Vancouver. The reason why I went with them was because I could get the oils in much smaller formats a lot more affordably than on Amazon. And the versagel I could get a lot more affordably than on Amazon. And I know it's from a Canadian company, so it should be okay to use in Canada and the US, which is probably going to be my main market, Canada and the US, being that I'm Canadian and being that the US is next door. So we'll see. Again, it's just going to depend, I guess, on my socials and my main following. But at this time, Canada is my biggest following, followed by the US. So again, it just makes sense that that's probably most likely going to be my market. So these micas and that versagel, everything that I'm using, with the exception of these, I have to do more research on. But this is just for my own. I don't even know if I'm even, honestly, I don't even know if I'm even going to use these today. But I set them out on my workstation because they're really pretty. So, and then the scissors I already owned. Probably get a new pair though for the business. I'm trying to keep my business and my personal stuff separate. That's the only thing that's personal is the scissors. Everything else I bought specifically for the business, even these little measuring spoons, I got them from the dollar store. So yeah, I gotta go out and get a pair of scissors. But like for my own gloss, it's not gonna hurt. And then this 60 ml syringe I got from Amazon. The mixing bowls I got from the dollar store, which I think I might have already mentioned. Okay, so I bought 10 milliliter squeeze tubes because they were the cheapest I could find, and I bought them from Amazon. There are other vendors that sell them cheaper than Amazon, but I didn't want to wait. I have Prime membership. I just wanted to get them shipped here quickly so I could get experimenting right away. And then in this bag, I don't know if you can see them, but I have the pipettes. I think I bought the wrong size though, so they may not work out today. But I bought them from Voyager. Yeah, so we'll see if they work out, but they were a lot thinner than I expected. I'm just trying to move this so you guys can see. There we go, there's the pipettes. The pipettes go onto the end of the syringe, so it makes it easier to put the gloss into the tubes to get them down to the bottom, to get the gloss down to the bottom of the tubes. So that's why I bought those, but yeah, I'm not sure about that size, so I may have to go back and buy larger ones from Amazon, because I don't think Voyager has larger ones, I'm not sure. And then and then the vinyl gloves. So I got vinyl gloves on purpose because I have a sensitivity to latex, and because I do intend, I know today's glosses are just going to be for me, but I do know that there are a lot of individuals out there that have latex allergies. So of course I took that into consideration and bought vinyl gloves. They're 100% vinyl. There's no latex in them at all. And there's no powder in them as well. Actually, I really like them. I love these gloves. I got them from Amazon, so I'll definitely be reordering another box. Because I've already discovered with cleaning and disinfecting and setting up, etc., you go through a lot of them. And I haven't even started to mix yet. So, and then the cleansers, so the Lysol disinfectants I got from the grocery store, hand sanitizer I got from the dollar store, and then the paper towel, of course, I got from the grocery store. So that's my basic setup. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I have everything I need and I haven't forgotten anything. But now I'm going to have some fun. So right away, this was the first thing I opened was the versagel. And it is so pretty. It's kind of oddly satisfying to look at. It's kind of hard to hold the phone and show this at the same time, but it's really neat. So I started with the fractionated coconut oil with the versagel, and I'm thinking I have the right consistency. It surprisingly took a lot more oil than I thought. It's kind of hard to show with such a small amount, but there, see, that I think that looks okay. I mean, this is my very first time, so we'll see. But I think that's the consistency I'm looking for. Um, there. It's kind of hard to hold the phone and because the versagel is extremely thick. Like I didn't realize like that stuff is thick. So I think I have the right consistency. So what I will do is mix my mica like to get some color in there just for some fun. But that I think is basically what your clear gloss is going to look like. The crystal clear stuff that has no pigment in it. That's basically what it's going to look like. And that's why I got the fractionated coconut oil because there's no color in it for one. And for two, if I were to buy the coconut oil that's solid and then you melt it, it's going to go back to solid in your gloss anyway. So that's another reason why I bought it. So now I'm going to try the other oils and see how it goes. But yeah, or yeah, maybe I'll do the oils first and then I'll add the colors in after. Okay, so I did the sweet almond oil next, and that's what it looks like mixed. Let's see if I can get this. It's really hard to hold the camera and show you guys at the same time. I'm just gonna scoop a bunch. Yeah, and again, like it's such small amounts, so it's the consistency a little harder to. But yeah, see, I think that's basically the consistency I want. Because if you see just the versagel on its own and see how thick it is, holy. Like it doesn't even fall off the spoon. Okay, that's how thick the versagel is. There we go. Slowly. So yeah. So that's why you need oils in your gloss because the versagel is crazy thick. But yeah, I think that's a good consistency. We'll see. So yeah, on to the next one. Okay, I did the grapeseed oil next. And one thing I found about the grapeseed oil, I don't know any of you guys that have done this or are doing this as a business or just for yourself, but I don't know if any of you others have found that the grapeseed oil is a lot harder to mix with the versagel than the other oils that I've tried so far. But I think I have the right consistency. I don't know, honestly. I might add a little bit more, but I just don't find it mixed as easily. So it makes it a little harder to figure out whether you have the right amount in there or not. But there, see, you want it like that. Where it's still a little thick, but it should kind of come off your spoon or your mixing utensil, whatever it is you're using. It should pull. There. Again, it's hard to record and hold this stuff at the same time, but yeah, I'm not sure about the grapeseed oil. With mixing it, it wasn't as easy. Unless I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's with the grapeseed oil. Oh yeah, and another thing I forgot to mention, those pipettes that I think might be too small, I ended up doing this with them. And it really comes in handy, because that way you're controlling the amount of oil that's going into your, especially when you're using small amounts like this or just for experimentation. It controls the amount of oil that, a lot easier than just pouring it straight from the bottle. So yeah, so if they don't work out on the syringe, well, I have another purpose for them. And the next one I tried was jojoba oil. And this is what it looks like. So actually the jojoba oil I got, they were out of stock for the clearer one. So this one's the golden jojoba oil. And I was actually going to try a vitamin E oil, but I decided against it because jojoba oil, when I did my research on all the oils, jojoba oil is supposed to have vitamin E in it, so I couldn't see the sense in doing. I mean, if I was going to go with a jojoba, then I don't need vitamin E, right? But I still might try vitamin E, but there's a jojoba, what the consistency looks like. Again, it's really hard to show such small amounts. There we go. Yeah, it's hard to show small amounts, and it's hard to show, because again, it's just me, to hold the camera and do that at the same time. But yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened with the grapeseed oil. Maybe I just need to add a little bit more, I'm not sure, but, or maybe I was just having a moment. I mean, I think it's okay. Anyway, that's the jojoba oil. So far, I'll recap, because I've done like, what, 4 different oils so far? So, fractionated coconut oil, sweet almond oil, grapeseed oil, and golden jojoba oil. Okay, so this is the one I did with castor oil. There we go. That looks pretty good, I think. I found that one the easiest to mix, actually, out of all of them. I don't know if it's because I actually didn't use the pipette for that one, because the bottle was a lot larger. I wasn't sure if the pipette was gonna disappear in there, so I actually poured directly from the bottle into my spoon, and then just kind of drizzled it down into the versagel. So yeah, but yeah, I found that one the easiest to mix. And then for funsies, I did one with all 5 oils. So this one, I think looks amazing. Now, obviously, I'm not going to use it for a clear, crystal clear gloss, because it has a bit of color in it. Because it has all the oils in it. And that golden jojoba oil is has quite a bit of a golden color to it. So, but yeah, that's all 5 of them. So that's got the castor oil in it. It's got the golden jojoba oil in it. It has the grapeseed oil in it. It has the sweet almond oil in it. And it has the fractionated coconut oil in it. And I think it looks super nice, to be honest. So, as you can imagine, the more oils you add, the more materials you use, it's going to become a lot more costly to make the gloss. So, I'm going to be trying all these out later on my own lips to see how I like the feel and consistency and how they swatch. And if I find I like something like this with all the oils in it, then I can always do like a luxury line, where it costs another $1 or $2 for the gloss. So, or whatever, like you have to work out your cost, right? So, but yeah, so that's all the oils. So we'll see which ones I prefer. And I'm going to have to do a test market as well and see what other people prefer as well, right? It's not just me, But yeah, so first one was the fractionated coconut oil, then the sweet almond oil, then the grapeseed oil, then the golden jojoba oil, then the castor oil, and then I just for fun did all 5 oils in one. Okay, so I tried doing mixing some pigment, color pigments, or sorry, micas. They're called micas, to see, how they turned out. So the first mica that I went with, I forgot to remove my spoon from the last one. Okay, the first mica I went with was this one, Fantasy Purple. I just randomly picked a couple. So this was the first one I used. Okay. And I wanted to do like different amounts just to see like how it turned out. So like for this one here, this is the one with the fractionated coconut oil. So I used like a full scoop for that one, and it's super pigmented. I mean, look at that. So, I mean, not everyone might want their gloss to be that pigmented, and some people might want their gloss to be that pigmented. So, who knows, right? But, like, that's just to show you the differences. And then this one is the sweet almond oil, and I did half the amount. And honestly, I find it's still pretty close in color. So, like, if you put them side by side, it is a little lighter. Like, that's really dark. This one's a bit lighter, but not by a lot. And then I did like half of this half amount. So like I did basically a full scoop, half a scoop. And then this one here, the third one for the grapeseed oil, I did a quarter of a scoop. So I did one full scoop, half scoop, quarter scoop, just to kind of see the difference. And like for me personally, I prefer the one that has the quarter scoop in it. I think it's a much nicer color. It's still very pigmented, but it's not quite as deep as the first one. But that's just my personal preference. And then for my second mica that I tried is this one here, Rose Red. And honestly, I kind of like the pigmented, like I kind of liked all of them. So this one here that I used with the golden jojoba oil, this was a full scoop, and I like it. But again, maybe not everyone wants their gloss that pigmented. This one here, I did half a scoop. I'm not as much of a fan, but I don't think it's the pigment. I think it's the oil. Because when I put this, pigment, I keep calling them, well, they are kind of, I guess they're kind of technically pigments. They're colors, right? When I put this mica in here, this is the only one that turned out like this. It's really grainy. And like, I mean, as you see previously, I showed everyone, like I showed you guys the consistencies as I did each one, and it was fine. But when I put the mica in, I do not like how that looked. The color is fine. I just don't like how grainy it looks. So with that, I decided to go with a castor. This is the castor oil, in case I haven't mentioned. Which honestly, I don't know if I'm going to do that. just the way, just from experience, these all turned out really good. But this one here, I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. So I may not go with a castor oil for my glosses. This one here, I have to admit, is my favorite. And again, it's the one that has all 5 oils in it. I find it mixed quite well. And this is the one I only use like a quarter scoop. And again, I love the color. So you could go full on or not so much. And like I said, this one's fine. I just don't like how grainy it looks. But yeah, I really, really like this consistency and color. So again, if I do decide I want to do all 5 oils, because I still have to swatch these on my lips to see how they feel and how they look. But yeah, I may have to figure out cost. Because yeah, you start using a lot of oils, it's going to be a lot more costly to make the glosses. But I mean, it still shouldn't be too bad. Because yeah, I want to try and do this so that it's reasonably priced, obviously, right? But I don't want to lose money either, so we'll see. But I mean, this is my favorite, I think, I have to say. Just like with the mixing and the way the mica looks, and that's a nice gloss. So yeah, I may end up going with that one. Or what I could do is do like a Lux line, where I might use like 1 or 2 of the other oils, for as my formula, and then I might decide, okay, well, you know what, I really like this one, so let's do a Lux line, and I might do just a line of that too, where it might be like 50 cents more, a buck more, whatever, what ends up working out to be per tube. But yeah, because I still have to figure out, my cost as well. versus what I'm going to market them for. So, but yeah, so that's pretty exciting. I had a lot of fun. I didn't use any of the glitters because, again, I'm not sure. I'm unsure about those. So yeah, so that was my fun for today. And I'm going to test these on my own lips just to see how they feel and how they look and see which ones I like better. Okay, so now I want to test what I did today. So I'm going to start with the fractionated coconut oil. That's this one here. And this was the one where I went fairly heavy on the pigment. So that's how it swatches on my hand. I don't have any lip brushes. I'll have to buy those because apparently you can get these they're like samplers, so that they come in like a pack of 100, 200, 400, 600, and that's how you sample. But because I'm just starting out, I just got the very basics as far as I figured I would need, so I'm just gonna have to do this just with my finger, I guess. And like I mentioned earlier, this is just for experimental reasons anyway, so it's not for resale, so it's all good. So it actually goes on a lot lighter than it looks. So that's kind of neat. Because what you can do is if you like it a little bit darker, is you just put a little bit more on. There we go. So that's I think it was called Fantasy Purple, pretty sure. I forgot to take the pigments, sorry, the mic is out. Yeah, not bad. I like it. I'm trying to get closer so you guys can see. So yeah, fractionated coconut oil with the Fantasy Purple mica color. Perfect, okay. Now the next one was the sweet almond oil. So that felt quite nice on the lips. I quite liked it. I'm just trying to get all this original off. Okay. Let's get my hair out of my face. And then what I'm going to do too is I'm going to put these away again. And I'll wait till tomorrow. Because what I've learned is if you put too much oil in your formulation, the versagel and the oil will separate. Or sorry, the micas and the mixture will separate. So that'll be a good way for me to test if I put too much oil in here. So that's how that looks on my hand. That is the same Fantasy Purple mica with the sweet almond oil. So now I'm going to swatch it on my lips. Oh yeah, that's a lot more sheer. Nice. Feels nice too. I'm going to have a hard time deciding which one I like the best. So that's it on my lips. It's really, really sheer. So if you're looking for a lot of pigment, a lot of color, I didn't put as much in that one. So it gives more of a sheer gloss, just a hint purple. I don't know if you guys can see or not. Okay. Next is the grapeseed oil. Same pigment, Fantasy Purple, but I went even lighter with this one. So if I recall, the first one, the fractionated coconut oil, I did like a full scoop, and then the sweet almond oil, I did like half a scoop, and then the grapeseed, which is the one I'm doing now, I did a quarter of a scoop. So that's how it swatches on my hand. Oh, that's really sheer. Oh my goodness. See, like I like them all. Gosh. I like them all. So they're all very moisturizing. I honestly don't know which oil is the better oil for your lips. I gotta find that out. If I recall when I researched them, they all have their own, in their own way, they're all very good. So very good for the skin, very hydrating. Yeah, that one's very sheer. Just a hint of color. I have a tendency to put a little extra over top, over top of my lip line. There. Okay. Let's get all that off. All right, so that was the first three. And then for the next three, I used a different mica. I used the, oh, what was it called again? Okay, so you gotta go back in the video. I think it was a rose red, I think. I can't remember now. Oh no. Anyway, so this first one, again, I did the same thing with the next three. Is I went really heavy on the mica for the first one, and then the next one I did like half, and then the next one I did half a half. So basically like a full scoop for this one, half a scoop for the next one, and then a quarter for the last one. So this one here, where I had the full scoop of the mica powder, what I used the jojoba oil. And I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Jojoba. It's spelled with a J, so it's actually jojoba. But I think it's actually pronounced jojoba. Comment below how you think it should be pronounced. Sorry, I just had to, you guys. Come on. All right, so yeah, it's kind of hard to swatch these with the proper applicator, but that's what it looks like on my hand. So like basically you're gonna get an idea of what these colors look like with my skin tone. And of course everyone's skin tone is different, so oh nice. like it. But then again, I like this color a little better too, to be honest. I was kind of random when I picked my colors, so there really was no meaning behind it. Now, of course, again, with the proper applicator, there is the, what did I say? Oh, jojoba oil. Just trying to get you guys get a little closer so you can see. All right. Now, this next one was my least favorite, what I recall. While I was mixing, I didn't care for it. Because to me, the mica looked really grainy in the mixture. So, so lesson learned. This is good because you guys, just imagine if I actually launched an entire line of lip gloss with castor oil in it, and people bought it, and it looked like that. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys in a sec what I mean. Yeah, I think that would be an epic fail. So this is why it's important if you're going to start a business that you have an experimental phase, and then you go ahead and you do like a test market before you actually launch. So kind of hoping these videos will be, see now maybe, okay, so I might have mentioned this earlier in the video, I'm not sure. I might have used too much oil, so that might have been the issue there because I can start to see, I don't know if you guys can see, a bit of separation already. So these have been sitting for 3 or 4 hours, I think. And yeah, so that one's starting to separate already. So you can see like the oil falling down the cup there. So yeah, so that's my fault. I put too much oil in it. But again, this is why you do a test run. And I'm going to be doing another test run and another test run until I get things right with respect to the ratio of oils to versagel base, and then to your micas, right? And then there's flavoring oils too, which I didn't do that today, but there's also that as well. So I'm just going to mix this just for the sake of swatching it. But yeah, it turned out really grainy. I just don't think I will work with castor oil, or at least not castor oil alone. I don't think, yeah, because as you can see, I'm trying to swatch it, and it's just really grainy, like it's just wrong. So yeah, right off the hop, so I know, okay, with trying with these 5, castor oil just isn't it for me, okay. So that's the one with the castor oil. I don't like it. I don't like the feel of it. I don't like the smell of it. And like I mentioned earlier, I just don't like it. The mica looks really grainy in it. Okay, and then the last one is the one that I used all 5. And that one, when I was mixing it and that, looking at it, etc., it was like my favorite one. So well, let's see, it even looks really nice in the container. Like it just looks so nice. So there it is on my hand, and I went really light with the mica, so this one's probably gonna be really sheer. very, very sheer because I went really light with the mica, but it's really nice. So I do really, really like the look of that one. The feel is good. I honestly don't know if it's really any better than the other ones. Well, it's better than the castor oil, but you know what I mean, the other ones previous to the castor oil. Might be a bit too oily, actually, to be honest. So yeah, there you have it. That's my experimentation for today. Like I said, I'm going to be doing lots more. So, all right. Okay, so it's the next day. It's been probably about 24 hours since these were mixed, and I wanted to see how they held up. I wanted to make sure that there was no separation of the micas and the oils and the versagel, because apparently if you put too much oil in the mix, it can cause the product to separate. So looking at them today, they look like they held up pretty good, except for the castor oil one, which I had mentioned yesterday had already started to separate. So, and that could be my bad. I might have put too much castor oil in. This is my very first time mixing, so I wasn't expecting them to be perfect, but all in all, they turned out pretty good. So this is the fractionated coconut oil one. And yeah, it looks like nothing has separated there. And then this one is the sweet almond oil. And yeah, it doesn't look like anything separated there. And then this one is the grapeseed oil. And looks pretty good. This one is the jojoba oil. Then this one is the castor oil. So yeah, I can see a bit of, yeah, see? Whoa. Yeah, that one just turned out really bad all the way around. So like I mentioned previously, I don't think I'm going to be working with castor oil on its own anyway. Maybe in combination, because this one here is all 5 of them. And it held up fine. So yeah, so and the castor oil is in there. It's just mixed with the other ones. So yeah, very interesting. So for the very first time ever doing this, I think I did pretty well. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to video anymore after this, but I will wear these. I will sample them throughout the week, as these are just specifically for me. So that's why I'm not wearing gloves right now. When I did prepare them, I did wear gloves, even though knowing that they're specifically for me and just for experimental. I am trying to make sure that I incorporate best practices all the time. So yeah, so I'm going to sample these throughout the week, and I'm going to figure out which one I like the best, how it wears on my lips and how it feels and the color, etc., etc. How all that holds up. And yeah, I'll probably do more experimenting, different combinations of oils, maybe other oils that I haven't tried yet. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to figure out my personal formula that's going to set my company apart from other people's. So it'll be quite fun.